It's your dog Buggy Okra, and I'm back with another video. Today, I'm gonna be breaking down basically the importance of using like a template whenever you're recording a song, or just basically the importance of a recording template. A lot of y'all been asking me about how to use the MVP 2K24 recording template to get the best type of sound from it. It's not too much of a complex template, but it's a lot of things added to it for me. So I basically want to go throughout the whole template and just break things down a little bit and explain a couple of things just so you can know how to best use it to get the best sound whenever you go to your recording sessions or whenever you're trying to get like a good mix on one of your songs, you feel me? But I'm gonna bring in the song and I'm gonna show y'all like the things that you should be focusing on and the things that you should be changing to try to get the best mix out of your song. So let's head over to the Pro Tools and then I'm gonna show y'all what to do. Alright, so this is the template that I use whenever I'm recording music at the moment. I broke this down in my last video already, but we can go over it again just to get a further understanding. Basically, whenever I'm recording my songs, right, my whole entire session is going out to this mix bus, right? This mix bus is basically like my mastering bus and my mastering chain, where every single thing at the end is getting routed to this mix bus for me. So y'all just need to understand that. And I build my template, and the way I work is everything starts from the top and is worked down. So we got a couple mix buses, right? These are my buses where I control everything at the end of my mix for me. So we got a mix bus, we got an all vocals bus, we got an all leads bus, and we got an all backgrounds bus and an all FX bus. All of these, the all effects bus, the all background bus, the all leads bus, it's all going to this all vocals bus. So when I get to the end of my mix, if I'm mixing my song, well, this is not really like a full blown out mix, but if I'm recording a song in a session and I feel like, okay, I like how it sounds, I like how everything sounds, the background is balanced, everything sounds good in terms of a rough mix, then I want to turn up my overall vocals or turn it down. I just go to my all vocals bus and I could turn that down because I don't really want to touch stuff on my mastering bus as much. So we got that. We got this little beat track. Basically, this beat track is where like I put my beat in. So like if I sit down for a session and an artist got to be like, yo, this is the beat we working on today, I'm gonna pull in the beat and I'm gonna drop the beat here, and then once I drop the beat here, we're gonna start recording from here. Usually what I would say is you just pull your tracks down to like -7 or like clip gain your tracks down. Also, we have like this record lead. So basically the way I work, all my stuff is like sent out to buses. So I record on certain tracks, but I don't edit or mix my stuff on the same track that I record on for me. So I will record on a certain track, but all of that will get sent to a bus, and then the bus is where I will handle all my mixing and everything whenever I'm running sessions, because your computer might not have enough power to be throwing mixing and EQ and compression and everything on every single bus. You might not have enough power to put that on every single track. So I send all my vocals, I record it to one place. Not every single vocal, but all my lead vocals will go into one place, and they'll go to one lead vocal bus. I'm gonna show y'all right now. And then my backgrounds, I'll do the same. I'll record all my backgrounds, and all my backgrounds will go to a background bus. I feel like this saves like computer energy, and at the same time it makes it easier to just maneuver and work with vocals really quick. So basically I record my vocals right here. This is my vocals channel. I record my vocals, and then this is my playback. The reason why I have a playback is because whenever I'm recording an artist that works pretty fast, sometimes whenever they're recording, they want to hear their self back as soon as they're finished recording. But while they're recording their self, while they're listening back to the take that they just did, they might want to record some new ideas too, because you know everybody does it right nowadays, you feel me? So they might have some more ideas where they just want to record some new ideas. So I just initially, as soon as I record somebody, I'll drag that down to the playback list, and then I use the record lead to record whatever is new. And then we have these leads. These leads are basically where I build my track at, and they're going to this lead bus. Like I said, this is where all my vocals go, and then this is where I edit my vocals. And then it's the same little setup for my hooks. My hooks, I just process it differently. I'll do that same thing for my hook. My hook will be processed differently, but it's the same type of setup where I record the hook, the playback for the hook, and then there's the hook bus. Same thing for the ad-libs, you feel me? It's the ad-libs, I record my ad-libs, playback for the ad-libs, and then there's the ad-lib bus. Same thing for the backgrounds, etc. We have like a little section where we record, like if you're working with like R&B singers, like they tend to record like background vocals, harmonies, or like just different stuff. You might stack some things, stack some sounds, stack some vocals, stack some doubles, whatever. So this section is for that. This is basically just stack harmonies. I'm gonna have all of those going here, but all of these vocals is also going to that all backgrounds bus that I have right here, because I always want control at the end to be like, damn, all the backgrounds is like super super low. Let me just turn them up a little bit. I don't gotta go individually and just turn up one set of backgrounds and then another set, then another set. I can just turn it all up. You feel me? So that's the setup of that. And then basically on all my buses, I have sends to like the reverbs, to like the delays, to like parallel compression and all that stuff. But all that is down here. That's a short reverb, long reverb, delays. So like I could initially, as soon as I'm listening to my record, like I said, remember in one of my other mixes I said as soon as I'm working with an artist, they might want, oh, can we delay this hook part? Boom, I could just go into this send and I could just turn it up. You feel me? It's already set up right now because like I said, I always have a setup before I even go into session, and then we can have delays as soon as we record. So basically here's where all my effects are. Here's where all my effects are, all my parallel compression, all my chorus effects, my doublers, everything is down here. And those all go to like an all effects bus. Basically, I like how because I like I said, if the reverb I feel like it's too loud or whatever, and I want to turn on the reverb, I could just turn that down and be like, yo, this reverb is a little bit too loud, or all the effects is too loud, all the delays in the song need to just be turned down a little bit, or maybe they're too muddy and I want to process them all together, so they all go to the FX bus. But all of that also goes to the all vocals bus because I don't want that to be separate. I want whenever I turn down the all vocals, all the reverbs, all the delays, everything comes down with it. So that's the setup to the template. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring in the song and I'm gonna just basically go through like some of the plugins and just show y'all like some of the things you should be focusing on whenever you're using the template, just so you can understand like, okay, this is how I get a super clear sound out of it. I'm gonna show y'all that bringing in the song into this template, you will get like a professional sound from it. Like I crafted it to where you will, for most, if you're recording your songs well, if you're not having too much background noise and you're recording it at the right levels and everything is sounding good, a decent microphone, you should get like a professional sound off of this recording. For me, so I'm gonna put in the song and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show y'all basically the things you should be focusing on and what everything is for in the whole template. So basically I just imported like all these tracks from like a different section, a different session that I had, right? The song name is Double Breasted Suits by Mil Supreme. The song is already out, it's already mixed and already out with like a super fire video or whatever, so check it out whenever you get a chance. If artist name is Mil Supreme and the song is called Double Breasted Suits, it's already out. But basically I brought in this session and I'm plugging in this session into basically this little template that we're working in, right? So like let's say I'm recording this session as if like this was a brand new session. Basically I'm gonna take this 2-track, this is like the beat that the artist will be recording on, and I'm gonna just put this to this little beat section that we have right here, right? So I could just make this inactive, and then basically what I always want to do is I want to have this turned down. And the reason why I clip gain it instead of just turning it down right here is because let's say I wanted to throw some plugins on here, I don't want it to be too loud when it's hitting the plugins, because if it's too loud when it's hitting the plugins, that's when you'll start getting like some type of clipping or anything like that, and I fake don't want that. What I always do whenever I have my instrumental is I'm gonna clip gain it down to like, let's say -7 or -8, -7 or -8. It really just depends on how hot the song is, meaning like how loud the song is or how boomy it is. But I think like -7 is like a good starting point. So basically I just brought in all these vocals, and all these vocals are going to this lead bus, right? So we're gonna give it a listen without all the plugins, and then I'm gonna enable all the plugins so you can hear like what the plugins is doing to bring the song to life for me. So let's do that right now. Well, without the beat, because you're not gonna really hear it.
Cuddling before I do the ghost. I'm off the coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast. Man, they watching how I operate on middies where I operate. When you get to overthinking, understand that I relate. When I'm on a shroom, it's when my people start to dilate. You cannot just do the things I do, I'm in a highway. Taller, we could fly away. Body right at 5 face. Candles all around the crib, it's like I got a fireplace. Bobby, if I'm high, okay. Body till I fly away. When you finally get it, I'll be really who I'm trying to be. Doors ain't really closed, my nigga, you just gotta find a way.
All right, basically you could hear like you basically hear the vocals are recorded pretty well. That's why I said the most important thing is wherever you're recording this, whether you're doing this at your crib, whether you're doing this at the studio, for you to get the best use out of this template, like your best thing to do is like to record good vocals. That doesn't mean you gotta have like the best equipment in the world. No, record it at good levels, and then record it at like with like a clear environment. For me, if you could have like a treated room, that'd be like the best thing for sure. But if you don't have a treated room, it's cool. You could like just make sure you don't have too much people making noise in the background. The mic is set up right. The artist isn't hitting the mic all the time and they're recording, for just little stuff like that, just making sure that the recording is right. But let me just quickly show y'all like use the levels that you want to really record at. This might be a little low, but I'm gonna just show y'all the levels that where you usually want to record at to get the best sound out of the template, basically. Alright, so usually when I record, I'm aiming to hit at least, there's like numbers to it, but I don't really use like the mix. I don't really use like the mixing screen, but I'm gonna show y'all just so y'all can see. All right, so boom, usually I'm trying to hit a little bit over this yellow, especially if you're in Pro Tools, a little bit over this yellow and not really more. Definitely don't want to hit this red range, you feel me? Like not basically from around this little, a little bit above yellow to this second line right there, and that's like basically from like -18 to like -10, you feel me? You can see it right here. So if I'm recording, I'm gonna play that track
before I do the ghost.
for me. So from like -18 to like -15, -10 max. I don't really want to record any louder than that, because once you start recording louder than that, you're gonna start having like this. You might have distortion in your vocal, or it's just too loud for me. And you don't want to record too lower than that, because then it's gonna be too close to like background noise. That means your artist is recording too low. So like if you're gonna have to turn them up OD just to get loud enough, and then once you start turning the artist up, you start hearing like background noise. If there's like an AC in a room, you start hearing stuff like that. So you don't want to do that. That's the good range where you want to record. Also, before I dive in this template, if you enable the comments in Pro Tools, like if you're not enable comments in Pro Tools, under the comments is literally like instructions on like levels where you should set stuff up, things where everything is going. For me, it's just basically kind of like a walkthrough of the template, just to give you more of an understanding, because I know a lot of y'all got this template before I made this video. So if you got this template before I made this video, you could just, or even if you using this template, like you can't always just pull up this video whenever you're using this template. So just to walk you through it, it's a bunch of comments on the bottom of every track. Feel me? You can just go to this mix view, or you can enable it over here on this track edit window, and then once you enable it, you could be able to see basically instructions on everything. But we're gonna enable everything plugin wise, and we're gonna see what this is doing in terms of like the sound to elevate the mix.
Calling in before I do the ghost. I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast. Man, they watching how I operate on middies where I operate. When you get to overthinking, understand that I relate. When I'm on the shroom is when my people start to dilate. You cannot just do the things I do, I'm in a highway. Taller, we could fly away. Body right at 5 phase. Candles all around the crib, it's like I got a fireplace. Bobby, if I'm high, okay. Body till I fly away. When you finally get it, I'll be really who I'm trying to be. Doors ain't really closed.
All right, so basically, as you can see, like once I put it into like the template, it sounded way more alive. The vocals way more in your face. It's more space with the reverb and everything. Now for me, now it feels like an alive record, and that's the whole point of a template. If I bring this into a session and I'm recording somebody, they're already sounding like this as soon as they lay down their first bar, as soon as they lay down their first verse, it already sounds this good. So then it could be like, oh yeah, this song sounds fire, and they could hear how just that first initial recording, you want the artist to sound like an official record, like ASAP. Now I'm gonna just basically go through like some of the individual things that you should focus on whenever you're using this template to get like the best sound. You want to make sure when it comes to this template, you want to make sure about like 3 things. You want to make sure that the RVox that I have here is set at this level, right? But like depending on where you record at, you feel me? You just want to make sure that, not make sure, it's not a rule. Like if you understand mixing and everything, then yes, go into the template and tweak things the way you want, tweak things to what fits your song, and just make it sound as best as you hear possible to the song that you're recording. But a few guidelines to just get you closer to that ending result. You want to focus on that RVox, right? We're aiming to get like, let's say -2, -3, or to like max -6 gain reduction. You feel me? Max. You feel me? But I wanted to hit anywhere around this area in terms of gain reduction. For me, so I'm gonna play the song and see where it's at right now. But that's the first thing you want to check. Like if you pull it into your session, or you're in a recording session, you want to make sure once you're recording from here, you're hitting these levels. So boom, we're gonna check that.
Calling in before I do the ghost. I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast. Man, they watching how I operate on middies where I operate. When you get to overthinking,
Feel me? So once I get this, once I get that level right in terms of like the art box, I know everything else is probably syncing in line. Feel me? So like that's the first thing I'm gonna check. All right, I'm getting that -3, -4, -2, -3, -4 of game reduction in terms of the art box. So let's say you wasn't getting that and you needed to turn it up. You could play around with this gain, or if you were getting way more than -6, you would know to pull it down so you could get that -3 to like -4. But once I got that, you also want to check this R compressor and make sure that you're getting around like 4 to 5 or like 6 dB of compression. That's where I'm really aiming for. I'm aiming to hit it around like, let's say 4 to like 6 dB. So let's see, I'm gonna check this right now, and if it's hitting around these levels, that's when I know it's sounding good, and all I gotta do is just adjust my volume now.
Calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast. Man, they watching how I operate on middies where I operate. When you get to overthinking, understand that I relate. When I'm on a shroom, it's when my people start to dilate. You cannot just do the things I do, I'm in a highway. So
I bet. So that sounds good. That sounds tough. But like I said, once you check those two things, the Artbox is hitting around that compression and this is hitting around that -6 compression, then you know I'm getting good levels and everything should be good. That means, like I said, the most important thing, you're recording around this yellow part, -18 to 10. And if you're doing that, you're going to be hitting the right levels when it comes to this lead bus. Make sure that's good. And then honestly, what you really got to just make sure to do is, I'm going to also show y'all this. This is like a little dynamic EQ that I have. The whole purpose of this dynamic EQ is to get rid of a couple playing frequencies and tame a little bit of the mud, right? So if you're using this and you notice, like if you're using this template and you notice like, okay, my vocal still sounds muddy, or I would like for it to sound a little bit more clear, the thing that you could do is, you see this number 2 right here and this number 3, these are for to focus on the mud that's in the track, right? So you'll play your record and
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your
you see these two spots that are
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at
the two spots that are peaking. You will use the 2 and 3 to like basically tame the mud. So like find this mud wherever the mud is. Use your ears, your engineer. Use your ears and find where the mud is. Most of the time, this you should be able to just throw this in your session and it sounds amazing. It sounds good. It's a great starting point. Like this, I'm using this to basically just tame the mud and tame the vocal mid range. Feel me? So I'm gonna play this right now. I think this sounds good, so I don't need to tweak it, but I'm gonna just tweak it just so you can understand what's going on.
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do
I
this
actually
at
like
the
that, so I
toast.
don't need
I
to
feel a
cut. If anything, I would boost that, me personally.
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory,
So let's see if there's mud over here.
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the
I don't like that, so I'll just tame that a little bit.
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast. Man, they watching how I operate on middies where I operate. When you get to overthinking,
Boom. Just off of that, I like how that sounds. I feel like that's valid. It's good. I don't need to change much. This is a whole nother session. I don't believe that I recorded this session, but this recorded session, I did mix the actual song, but this recording session, I don't believe that I recorded it, but it sounds amazing. And then you just dragged it in here and it's valid. On every lead bus and every ad-lib bus and every single thing, for me, I got short reverb, I got a long reverb, I got a doubler, and just a lot of things that I usually typically use, I have already set up for me. So if I was listening to this and I wanted to add more delays, I would just unbypass this and then turn it up.
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast. Man, they watching how I operate on middies where I operate. When you get to overthinking,
and I can just turn this down based on ear, based on what I like. You be good. You feel me? I got 8th delay set up. So if I wanted an 8th delay, I'll be good with that.
calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast.
Then I have like a 16 delay if you wanted to keep that throughout your entire track. I got that as well.
Calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast.
Or if I wanted to automate it for specific times, I could do that too. But basically, these are all already set up. You feel me? So that if I'm in a track and an artist wants to hear, yo, can we just delay this single part? I have it already set up. You feel me? And all those delays and all those everything, like I said, are down here where the rest of my effects are, feel me? So we good with that. In terms of like reverb, the reverb is already set up. It's already set up with the mid-side EQ and everything is cleaned up. Everything is good. So honestly, all you would have to do is really just apply the reverb that you would like. For sure, you would have to remember in the last video I was explaining setting the reverb time to where it fits. So like, let's say this song is like 97 BPM. All I would do is just go do my 60,000. I'll go do my 60,000, right? Divided by 97, divided by 2, 309, divided by 2 again, 154. So that's something I could use as like my timing for like this delay, for like this reverb. So I would just set this as 154 or 155, whatever, just to get close to it. And then I could do the same thing for the short reverb. Divided by 2, 77. Okay, that's where the short reverb is, or divided by 2, 38 for me. So basically all I would do is to change this reverb to fit more into my song, because every song is going to be different. It's just basically change the times, but it's more than likely this reverb is going to sound good for a lot of your songs. You could play around with it. If you like different reverbs, that's fine, you feel me? But let's see.
Calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do this at the toast. I feel a little righteous when I do this at the boast. Man, they watching how I operate on middies where I operate. When you get to overthinking, understand that I relate. When I'm on the shrooms, when my pupils start to dilate. You cannot just do the things I do, I'm in a highway. Taller, we could fly away. Body right at 5 phase. Candles all around the crib, it's like a...
Turn that down, turn the short reverb up.
Calling in before I do the ghost. Ivory, I'm off your coast when I do this at the coast. Life feel like a movie when I do...
And that's good. I do have like some type of plugins on the all leads bus that just push the vocal up a little bit. Just pulling this into your record, you should be able to get a good sound. I also have like this little let's see, this little effects area to where it's just a bunch of effects that I use in a bunch of different songs. You feel me? For like delay throws, or basically just effects that I want to hear, for me. So let's say I was working on a record like this, right? And for, let's say, this section,
double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way?
I wanted a whole different type of effect on it, right? I could just literally just drag this into this effect that I already have set up. And I don't even know what this effect is for real, but let's see. For me, it's already set up and I could just play around with it.
Trying to say, double-breasted suits, can I do it?
Turn it up.
Trying to say, double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way?
I don't like how that sounds, for me, but I could just play around with different effects.
Double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way? Double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way?
For me, and these are already set up.
Double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way? Hey, double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way?
But yeah, so basically, I could just run through a bunch of these effects.
Double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way? Double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way? Trying to say, double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way?
And these are just basically different things I would just try out on a record. Most of the time, whenever I'm mixing a record or whenever I'm recording a record, I know the effects that I want to use. So it wouldn't be me just trying these out. I just know, ooh, I want to use this part for this specific part. But if you don't know what you want to do, you could just try out a couple of these effects. So it's a bunch of these effects as here as well, feel me? Just to go through and try out. And then yeah, and like on the master, if you have like waves compatibility, like the little wave subscription, this should all work, because most of these are like wave plugins besides from Echo Boy. But even like when it comes to like the delay, if you don't have Echo Boy, I have like a H delay set up and you could get the same exact type of sound. But on a master, after I have a record like this, all I gotta do is literally just cut this on, and this is basically my mix bus compression. Cut this on, and basically we have a fully mixed sounding record that we just record. This is just right after recording. This is not mixing, this is not with the stems or anything, but
fly away, body right at 5 phase. Candles all around the crib, it's like I got a fireplace. Bobby, if I'm high, okay, body till I fly away. When you finally get it, I'll be really who I'm trying to be. Doors ain't really closed, my nigga, you just gotta find a way. What you call a roof is what I used to call a fire escape. You ain't even close to how we move is what I'm trying to say. Double-breasted suits, can I do it any kind of way? Hey, bougie.
But basically, this the whole point of a template. Is it sets up everything everything for you. So this is the MVP 2K24 template. It's out now. So if this is something that you're interested in, it's something that you want to use or something that you want to try out, I have it in the description. If you look at the description below, the template should be there. And yeah, like I said, it's a template I've been using for a little while now. Whenever I go do a recording session, this is what I pull up, because like I said, I want to have a clean sound as soon as I hit record. As soon as I hit record, I want the artist to feel like, oh my god, this sounds like a fully finished record already. So I appreciate y'all for joining me. You feel me? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you have any questions regarding this whole template, or if you have any questions regarding how to better use it or some features in a template, go ahead and put it in the comments. You feel me? If you would like me to show more things, just go ahead and put it in the comments. If you would like to see different type of templates for like mastering or whatever you think would possibly help out your whole recording process, let me know in the comments too. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Let's get it.